You are what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking for.
In today's Chop It Up inspired project, I'm going to be using these little mini composition notebooks. I picked these up at the Dollar Tree and they came in a 3-pack. So I'm going to use 2 of those and 1 sheet of 12 by 12 paper. First, I'm going to pop my paper into my trimmer and I'm going to cut away the little branding strip because I want to use this bottom floral element for my project. So I'm going to trim this down to 5 inches, keeping all those beautiful florals on my piece of paper. I'll put it in my scoreboard, and across the 12-inch side, I'll score at 5 3/4 and 6 1/4. And then I'm just going to fold my paper to make sure that my little books are going to fit perfectly in there. And I need to figure out how much to score this. So I just want to make sure that everything's going to fit and how much room I need to score. I want these to be pretty snug. So I'm going to line this up to that score mark at the 5 3/4 and then figure out where I need to score. So in this case, I need to score at 2 3/8. Now everyone's books might be a little bit different, so use your books to figure out your measurement if you can find these at the Dollar Tree. I'll flip the paper over and do 2 5/8 on the other side. Okay, so that's going to be it for the scoring. And I'm going to grab a bone folder and crease all of my folds, making sure that my cardstock is nice and straight and my score lines are lined up nicely and I get nice sharp creases on those folds. All right, so the next thing I want to do is take my little books and slip them into the little pocket that I've created. Now what I realized was this was just a little bit too tall. I needed to come back and trim a little bit of this off. So I ended up cutting this down to 4 3/4 by 12 inches. I just took off 1/4 of an inch off the top. Okay, and now I'm going to apply adhesive just on the top pieces of each of these little pockets. I want to be able to slip the cover of my book into this little pocket so it'll hold on nice and snug, but I don't want to apply too much adhesive where I end up not being able to fit my book in. So I'm just coming in with a very light line of adhesive, and I'll close that pocket up and press in that adhesive, and then do the same thing to the other side, just following along the top piece there and a little bit of glue on the top and the bottom. And then I'll fold everything together and press in that glue. I'll wipe away any of the excess glue that might end up oozing out over the sides. And there we go, we have our little pockets formed. Once everything is dry, we can slip our little books in to make sure that they fit in nice and snug and there's no resistance. So I'm grabbing my first book here. I'll take the cover and slide it into that little pocket, and perfect, fits perfect. Okay, I'll grab the other book, check out the other side, and see what that looks like. And then I'm going to grab a couple of scrap pieces of paper from the remaining piece of that 12 by 12 cardstock I had when I started, and I'm just going to cut a piece big enough to cover the front of my book. I'm going to use tape runner here because I don't want liquid glue to end up warping my pages or anything like that. So I'm going to apply my piece of pattern paper over my cover, and if there's any excess hanging off, I'll just come in with my scissors and trim that away. Just taking my time to make sure that I don't catch the cover, and I just trim away that excess pattern paper. And then I'm going to come and round the corners so that it matches the rest of my book. And there we go. I have one little scrap piece. This is that 1/4 inch piece that I cut away. And I'm going to put that right on the front cover of my book just to add a little bit of interest. So I'm just going to line that up, apply a little bit of adhesive, and run that from the top to the bottom of the cover. And then I'll slip this book into the little pocket and we're ready to go. Beautiful. And now I'll go ahead and do the same thing to the other book. And I'm applying adhesive on the back cover to this one because this is the side that we're going to see. I'll round those corners and then I'm going to slip it into the pocket. Now you could decorate the front of these books, but I didn't feel it necessary because it was going to be tucked away in that little pocket. I didn't think that it needed to be decorated, but you could do whatever you wanted to do. So I grabbed some of those scrap pieces of paper left and I made a couple of little things to stick inside my little booklet. I made a little bookmark and I set a little eyelet into this and added some ribbon into the top of that eyelet so that I could stick that in my little notepad, and I also put a little tiny pocket on the front of it and cut out a little tiny tag, just something cute for interest. And then I can slip this into my book and keep a little bookmark of where I've marked my notes, or even if I have a novel that I'm reading, I can slip this little bookmark in. Okay, and I don't want to forget my little tag there. And then that's it. I have a couple of pieces left over, and I'm just going to tuck them into the pocket. If I decide to make like little tabs for my pages or scribble down a note or something, I even have this big large piece left over. You could fold it in half, make little pockets in your little book, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to leave this project just like this. I'll slip in my little bookmark, and there we go. We have a cute little notepad. This is great for your purse, little gifts on the go, write down notes or birthdays or addresses, anything like that. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I rounded the corners of my little booklet as well so that it matched my little notepads. And that's it, a quick and easy Chop It Up inspired project that you can do in just a matter of a couple of minutes. It's so much fun and so cute, and they're wonderful little gifts to give. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I'd really appreciate you clicking that subscribe button and helping me build my channel so I can continue to bring more fun Chop It Up inspired projects like this one. Have yourself a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!